been watching a lot of reading vlogs lately, and people say you need to find your target audience and stick to that. But I love Marvel, but I also love Jane Austen. So if you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Amanda. If you want to know what types of books I read, I'm kind of into a lot of different things. Jane Austen and murder mysteries. I just read my first fantasy book this month. Yes, that's right. I'm going to tell you the books I have read in July so far and the ones that I am reading this week. Let's start with the first book and the only book I have read in July that I didn't read this week, and that is Six of Crows. It is fantasy, and truth be told, I am not a big fantasy person, and my friend forced me to read this. I don't hate fantasy. I don't know what it is. I just haven't been in fantasy in recent years. I think I just am not an enjoyer of high fantasy, and a lot of books that people recommend to me or that are popular right now are high fantasy. My friend forced me to read this because one of my favorite tropes is found family. And another trope I enjoy as well when done well is slow burn. And this has both of those. So she begged me to read it, and I don't want to spoil it, but basically it's about 6 thieves team up to do an impossible job and rescue the scientist who is making this drug that is going to enhance people's magical abilities to the point where they go insane, and then the whole world will be so reliant on this drug and people will go crazy and it'll be a mess. So they're like, okay, this is a worthy cause, I guess, but mostly I'm in it for the money and we might double cross each other. So the 6 people team up to break in to save the scientist that can create this crazy drug. Can they take the scientist? Will they survive? Will they kill each other? Will they kill the scientist? Who knows? You know, that's basically the premise of the book. My favorite character ended up being Inej and then Nina as a really close second. I wasn't expecting to like Nina that much. I don't know what happened, but I really liked her a lot. And Inej, oh my gosh, she's just so selfless and such an interesting character. I love her motives. I cried a lot over Inej's backstory as well. Honestly, I really liked every single main character, which is not common for me. The characterization is off the charts, and I wasn't expecting that because although Inej and Nina were my favorites, I still loved Kaz and Matthias and Jesper and Wylan. I still loved all of them. So that was insane. Really enjoyed this book. 5 out of 5 stars. Thank you, friend, for forcing me to read it. Now on to the reading for this week. I read this yesterday, The Watsons by Jane Austen, one of 2 unfinished novels. I read her other unfinished novel a year and a half ago, Sanditon. I read all of her 7 finished novels, including Lady Susan. This was the only one I hadn't read. I really liked it. I'm so sad it's not finished. I thoroughly enjoyed this, laughed a lot, loved the main character, Emma Watson. I think that's funny that her name's Emma Watson. It reminded me of a mixture between Pride and Prejudice and Northanger Abbey. A lot of people were saying it reminded them of Emma, but honestly, it didn't. I don't know. I felt like it was more like Pride and Prejudice and Northanger. Emma reminded me of a Lizzie mixed with an Eleanor Dashwood. So I really liked it. Bummed it's not finished, but I heard there is an author that finished the book, so maybe I'll have to check that out. Gosh, Tom Musgrave was freaking hilarious. He was such a loser. I don't know, he was so self-important and thought all the ladies wanted him, and Emma's like, I know what you are, so I don't really want your attention. And he was so you don't want my attention? And she ended up liking this nice, chill priest guy. He was this young guy who had a little parish. He had this little nephew that she danced with, and it was so cute. And he introduced himself because he thought it was so nice of her to dance with his nephew because his nephew was sad at the party. And I'm like, that's so cute. So I'm bummed, guys. I really like this. 5 out of 5. I'm currently reading the Rushworth family plot, and I'm going to continue this after I watch a little YouTube, and then I'm going to read Rushworth family plot. Let me show you my treat and a candle that I bought. So I got some Joyride because I'm gonna be eating this when I watch my Ryan Trahan video. I also got this candle on sale for 70% off, which is crazy. It's iced lemon pound cake, and it smells like lemon pound cake, which was one of my favorite treats until I became severely gluten intolerant to the point where my doctor thought I could be celiac. So now we're going to enjoy this. Don't worry, I'm not celiac. I can eat non-certified gluten-free foods. I love this series so much. This is my kind of slow burn. So I'm going to go back to reading this. I read 2 chapters this morning, but the chapters are pretty long. Like this far into it, I really love it so far. It's making me want to reread Mansfield Park, which is saying a lot because it's probably my least favorite Jane Austen book. I wouldn't say I dislike it. It's just so different from all the others. And I have only read it once. And this book is making me want to reread it because I'm remembering certain aspects of it that I really loved. But it's super long. But this is so good. I made it to the halfway point, and I'm so tempted to keep reading so that way I could finish it tomorrow. But also, I waited a year for this book. I don't know if I want to force myself to get through it in like 3 days. I love Claudia Gray's writing so much. She truly makes me believe I'm reading Jane Austen. The way she talks is so Jane Austen. The way she sets the scene, I can just picture it like a film reel in my head, like I'm watching a early 2000s Regency film. It's all color graded and magical, and I'm just sucked into every scene. Like the ball scene that I just read, it made me want to ballroom dance with someone. It was so lovely. I love that she pays attention to the little things about getting it historically accurate. I've read like a lot of Jane Austen continuations or spin-offs, seen movies and shows that do that as well, and I feel like they never stay true to the Regency era, or they stray from it in some way, and I'm a huge history nerd and it bothers me a little bit. I understand with something like Bridgerton, they like let you know up front we're gonna stray, but I feel like there's some things that pretend they're not going to and then they do, and this doesn't. This is so true to the time period. It's scandalous for them to be alone together, so they need a chaperone. I just love it. I eat that up. I love the slowest of slow burns, book four baby, where they're not even dating. They've been talking for four books, but it's like been progressing each book as much as it can for Regency era times. I'm loving it so much. It's so great. I love how she makes me freak out over them like brushing skin. Her hand accidentally touches his neck when she's trying to grab something that's like hanging on his shoulder, and they both freak out, and it's like, it's literally nothing, but they make it everything. So I was reading 50 pages a day, but yesterday I only read 40. And I'm thinking I want to finish this by tomorrow. I don't want to break out of the rhythm that I'm in. So I'm gonna hopefully read some more today and catch up. I believe I have like 120 pages left. Not too bad for 2 days of reading. I also have this iced coffee because I woke up and my dad was like, I'm getting you and your mom iced coffee. So I don't want to spoil it, but I knew there was going to be a double murder, and I guessed it correctly. The most insane thing just happened. It has nothing to do with the main plot. It's like a side plot. Something from book 2 is about to strongly affect the main romance in book 4. And I'm not ready because I wasn't expecting this kind of... It's very on theme for the Regency era, but it's quite scandalous for that time period. And so I honestly didn't expect this to happen. And I'm so... One of my favorite characters is about to be humiliated in a really horrible way. And I feel really terrible because I love her so much. I'm literally in tears as I read on because they start talking about how this could not only affect her, but her siblings' prospects of marriage. And this is so sad because it's like, it's historical fiction, so this happened to women for years. There was no hope and it affected their families, and sometimes the things that ruined them, they couldn't even control it. And it's just so sad to think about. Like, I'm so thankful that it's not like that now. For example, in Pride and Prejudice, like, when Lydia ran off with Wickham, that could have ruined all of her sister's chances forever, even though they had nothing to do with it, and Elizabeth even tried to stop her from doing that. They really held society up so high in what they thought of them. This is why I love Regency era romance. Let me just read this excerpt to you because, as you can see, it's affecting me very much. Jonathan, however, could not help thinking of Much Ado About Nothing, in which faithless young Claudio had believed the calumnies against Harrow and publicly abandoned her. No, he would not be a Claudio. He much preferred the valiant Ivanhoe. When Rebecca had been shamed, when she had required defense, Ivanhoe had ridden night and day to reach her, and had staked his very life to uphold her honor. That was courage. That was virtue. Stop! Love is real in Regency era times. Love is real, at least in Jane Austen's world. I finished the Rushworth family plot, and it might be my book of the year. This is 6 out of 5 stars, which I don't give that out very often. It just, not only is it an incredible plot, but the slow burn is so well written, and it deals with such heavy topics, but in a way where it's not triggering, and it's done so with elegance, and it confronts a lot of things in a very moral way. And I just love how the author did all of this with one book, with 317 pages. She accomplished so much and made me cry so many times. And also doing that in a Regency era standpoint, but not neglecting to mention morality and Christianity and themes of like Regency era society and how they reacted to those things versus how we see them today. Just the way that she confronts and captures all of that. It's just so good for like mind, heart, and soul. And therefore it might be my book of the year. We'll see if it gets dethroned. I wasn't expecting it to be that good because the other books were amazing and I wasn't sure like how could this top the other books because they were so great, and it did.